Yes guys, welcome to a brand new video. My name is Conan and today I'm going to share with you guys exactly how to track your calories and macros. So let's get into it. So a couple things I should mention before we do get into it is that number one, I don't expect anyone to track like this every single day. I feel like once you kind of have a rough idea of like how to track your calories and macros, you don't have to be like super accurate and super picky when it comes to like eating your everyday type of foods. This video is made for mainly those who have no idea how to like track your calories and macros and have no idea how much like a serving size looks like. So definitely if you're brand new to this, I highly encourage you guys to pay attention and follow along and do this for a couple days just so you have a rough idea of how much you're actually eating. And then once you kind of have a rough idea, you can start to be a bit more flexible. So with that out of the way, let's get into the kitchen and let's start cooking. Now the two things you'll need in order to do this properly and accurately is number one, a food scale. I've had this for like almost 4 years now. I got it for like 15 bucks at Walmart, so definitely super affordable, super cheap, and they last a really long time. You could use measuring cups like these, but I noticed that some measuring cups aren't the same, and especially when you're trying to like measure dry ingredients, they tend to like be very inaccurate. So definitely instead of using one of these, just get yourself one of these digital food scales. They're super accurate, they're super cheap, and they last a super long time. And number two is any calorie counting app on your phone. So I highly recommend using Myfitnesspal. I don't have the paid version, I just have the free version. It works wonders. I've again been using it for a really long time, so definitely I highly recommend Myfitnesspal. You can use different apps as well, but for today's video we'll be using Myfitnesspal. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's finally get into making some food. So for breakfast we're going to be making some oatmeal with berries and protein sludge on top. So when it comes to the oatmeal, we got the oatmeal right over here. Then if you look on the back here, it actually tells you exact calories and macros per serving. So it says one serving is half a cup or 40 grams, which is 150 calories. For today we'll be doing 2 servings, which will be 1 full cup or 80 grams. So basically what you're going to do is you could do it 2 ways. Number one, you could either go on Myfitnesspal and you can search for the exact brand. So this is great value old-fashioned oats. Or you could also use the barcode feature, which is really cool because all you gotta do is just scan this barcode right over here, just like this. Once it's scanned, it'll tell you exactly what it is. So it's really, really cool. Basically in here, we're gonna go to grams. We're gonna plug in 80 grams like that. Now we can do the exact same thing with these berries right over here. We can search up the brand, so it's Private Selection Triple Berry Blend. We can either search that up on Myfitnesspal, or again, and this is so much easier, I literally do this every single time, just scan the back here, the barcode, scan it really quick, and there we go. So I'll be going to grams again, then I'll be using about 100 grams today. There you go. Now for items like these that don't have a barcode, which is really weird, usually most foods have barcodes, but for whatever reason this protein doesn't, I'm just gonna search it up. So this is Cloud Power Pure Vegan Protein. So I'm just gonna put in Cloud's Power Vegan Protein. There you go. So when it comes to protein powders, it says 1 scoop is 32.5 grams, so just really, really great. So usually I wouldn't measure like a scoop on my scale, but for today's video and for today's sake, we will be measuring 1 scoop because often 1 scoop is usually more than 1 scoop, if that makes sense. So usually, okay, so 1 scoop is supposed to be 32.5 grams, but often like most people will do like a heaping scoop, so it turns out to be like 40 grams or something, which isn't a bad thing. Like having more protein is definitely not a bad thing, but if you're super nitpicky about this, yeah, definitely it won't be as accurate. So for today's sake, we'll be weighing out our protein. All right, so very simple. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna grab our scale, obviously, and what we're gonna do is we're not gonna turn our scale on just yet. We're gonna put our pot, which will be the pot we'll be using to cook our oatmeal, on top of the scale like this, and then we'll turn the scale on. So right now it's at 0, and basically from here we'll be adding 2 servings or 80 grams of our oatmeal. All right, so there you have it, 80 grams of oatmeal. Now when it comes to the amount of water I put into my oatmeal, I always like to do the 1:2 ratio. So for every 1 part of oatmeal, you'll do 2 parts water. So for every 1 cup of oatmeal, you'll do 2 cups of water. So 1 cup of oatmeal again is 80 grams, 2 cups of water is 500 milliliters. So we'll do that. So when it comes to the salt, I don't track or measure my salt because salt has 0 calories. It's just a bunch of sodium. So definitely I don't track this. Just use it in moderation. You don't have to add salt to every single one of your meals because salt can help you hold on to a bit more water weight. But it's not that big of a deal. As long as you kind of keep your salt levels consistent every single day, you won't see any big fluctuations. Alright, so once the oatmeal is in the bowl, we're gonna put the bowl on the scale right now. Put the scale on 0. So now it's at 0, and basically now we'll be adding 100 grams worth of frozen berries. Alright, so we got 100 grams of frozen berries on top. And because we've already measured out 32.5 grams of this protein powder into our mug here, we don't need the scale anymore. We can just simply put this on top of our oatmeal. And some cinnamon for some flavor. This has 0 calories, by the way. Alrighty, so right here we have our breakfast, and if you open up the Myfitnesspal app again, we can quickly look how many calories this meal has. So once you plug everything in, you can actually rotate your screen like this, and then you can look under breakfast. Oh, if you don't drop your phone, you can look under breakfast and it says 452 calories for this entire meal, and it has 74 grams of carbs, 6 grams of fat, and 32 grams of protein. So that's pretty much this entire meal right here. Super easy to track, and yeah, super accurate as well. It's all spilling all over my hands now. The bowl's really hot too, it's burning my hands. Anyway, we're gonna eat this and then we'll go over to the gym. This bowl's actually really hot, but I do gotta give you guys a taste test. It will be rude of me not to, right? I mean, how can you guys look at this meal and then not me having it taste it for you? Like, it'd be rude if I didn't, so. That's really good. You guys gotta try this. Just put up to the gym, and don't ask me why I'm wearing a hoodie in this 35-degree weather. Like, it is, don't ask me why. I'm just really grateful that because inside it's actually really nice and cool because we actually turn on the air conditioning. Whereas back at home, when I used to live at home with my parents, like, we'd never turn on the air conditioning, which, I mean, I know it can be kind of expensive, but yeah, like, I'd be hot 24/7. Whereas now when I'm inside, it doesn't feel like it's hot outside because obviously it's nice and cool inside. So I came kind of more than prepared, but yeah, I'm definitely taking this off soon. Anyway, for today's leg workout, I haven't worn my belt in a really long time, but I'm gonna be wearing it today because yeah, I just want to. And I'll be sipping on some Realm right now, some non-stim pre-workouts. So yeah, about to crush your legs. Let's do it. Oh, and by the way, this does actually have some calories in it. It has 6 calories per scoop. So yeah, I'll count it when we get home later today, but like, it's not gonna make any difference. So yeah. Alright guys, please don't mind the basketball skills. This is literally right after my leg workout, so I'm not the best right now and I haven't played in like years, but I just want to get on the court again, play some ball. Plus I gotta work on my tan as well, so killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So yeah, let's go back home and eat our post-workout meal. Oh my god guys, I left my freaking pre-workout in my car on the seat here, and look what happened. It is so hot and humid outside that my freaking pre-workout tub literally melted inside of my car. Like, has this ever happened to you guys before? This is ridiculous. I mean, it shouldn't be this hot. It's like, why is it this hot? That's not okay. Like, this is literally like, look at that. What? Anyway, let's go back home. Alrighty guys, so just made it back home, and this is the time where I don't want to do anything. I'm not hungry, I don't want to film right now, I don't want to do anything, but because I'm dedicated to today's video, we're gonna keep grinding. So let's make a post-workout meal. But first, some water. Alright, so everything we need is laying right over here. So we got some potatoes right here, we got some frozen vegetables, some cooked chicken breast, an avocado, a tomato, and some non-stick cooking spray. So for this cooking spray, because it's 0 calories per quarter of a second of a spray, I'm not gonna measure this. Now, here's where things get a little bit tricky. So when it comes to cooked meat, so cooked chicken breast, cooked beef, cooked fish, cooked any kind of meat, once the meat is cooked, it'll lose about 25% of its total weight. So let's say, for example, if you cook 100 grams of some raw chicken breast, cook it until it's like cooked. Once it is cooked, it'll probably drop down to 75 grams of cooked chicken breast now. Now, you can also just go to Myfitnesspal. You're gonna go to search, you're gonna go to cooked chicken breast, and then you're gonna put it in, and then you're gonna put in 100 grams. Put the chicken on the scale, turn it on. Once it's on, we're gonna grab 100 grams worth of chicken into our pan. So it should turn out to negative 100. Alright, so negative 99 on our pan. When it comes to these frozen vegetables, it's actually really cool because you got a barcode right over here as well. So all you're gonna do, just gonna grab your phone, scan the barcode, and then I'm gonna use the entire bag, and you're gonna put in the entire bag with just 340 grams. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so because most fruits and vegetables don't have like barcodes to scan anywhere, all you're gonna do is you're gonna open Myfitnesspal and you're gonna go to the search and you're just gonna search for the vegetables. So these are russet potatoes. So all you're gonna do is just gonna go on Myfitnesspal, go to search, and you're gonna search for some russet potatoes. Alright, there you go. Basically, once we have it here, we're gonna go under grams and we're gonna weigh out how many grams our potato is. So again, we're gonna put the scale on and we're just gonna weigh out our potatoes. 333 grams, that's good enough. And the reason why I'm not weighing the potatoes now while they're cooked is because they tend to lose size, like the meat as well. Always, if I can, like to measure things raw instead of cooked. Once the meal's cooked, we'll do the exact same thing with the tomato and avocado. So we're gonna grab the plate, put the plate on top of the scale, turn the scale on. So now that it's at 0, we can put on our avocado. These are just general avocados. I think these are Hass avocados, but yeah. Right, so as you guys can tell, 81 grams of avocado on top. Once the avocado's on top, we're gonna put the scale back on 0. Okay, now that it's back on 0, we'll put on our Roma tomato. Search for Roma tomato. These are Roma tomatoes, so make sure you actually know what type of tomato it is. So 105 grams of tomato. And that's it. Alrighty guys, so here's the post-workout meal. Everything should be logged in Myfitnesspal, which is really cool. Basically, after you've logged everything, you can see that it has 687 calories. And once you rotate your screen as well, you guys can also look at the macro breakdown. So 687 calories, 94 grams of carbs, 15 grams of fat, and 45 grams of protein. Alright, so pretty good looking meal right here. We're gonna dig into this and then I'll see you guys for dinner. Alright, so for dinner we're going to be making another stir fry type of thing, and we actually have egg noodles which I found in the pantry. So I've actually never had these before, so I'm going to try to make these. So yeah, again, looking on the back of the label here, it says per serving, which is 56 grams, 210 calories, 2 grams of fat, 39 carb, and 9 protein. So I'll probably do 1 serving of that. Alright, so you guys should know the drill by now. Grab your scale, grab your pot, put the scale down, put the pot on top, turn the scale on. Once it's on, it'll be at 0. We're going to grab our egg noodles. So again, 1 serving is 56 grams. Alright, 1 serving in here. I'll probably add some water and then I'll boil it and then I'll cook it until it's cooked. Pro tip, do not get rid of all your pasta water. You want to keep some of it so you can use it as a sauce when you make your stir fry. Along with probably half of this bag. So this entire bag, I believe, is 454 grams. So I'll just divide that by 2, throw it in the pan. So 454 grams, so just this entire bag divided by 2 is 227. So we'll be putting 227 grams onto our plate. 226, good enough. I'll add some of this courgette or zucchini, however many grams this is. Really quickly, let's see how much the zucchini weighs. Alright, so 143 grams. And then right over here we got some pre-cooked 93.7 lean ground turkey. So again, once it's cooked, it loses about 25% of its total weight. So yeah, if you're using 4 ounces of raw ground turkey, that'll turn out to about 3 ounces of cooked ground turkey. To make things a bit easier, I'm gonna put the beef on the scale right now. Okay, once it's on, put it on 0. And now we're gonna take negative 100 out. Alright, there we go. Alright, so 1 serving of this barbecue sauce is 30 milliliters. So again, what we'll do, we'll put the sauce on the scale, turn it on, and then we're basically gonna take out negative 30. Let's see if we can do this. Alright, that's negative 36, so I'll just track it as 36 grams. Alright, so here we have the dinner, and what's so cool about tracking your own calories and macros that you can literally come up with any type of recipe you want, because obviously given your certain calories and macros, whatever they may be, you can kind of work around them and kind of like make meals like this. Like this is super random. Never thought about making egg noodles with like beef and vegetables and barbecue sauce on top. I mean, this is not an actual recipe, but obviously given my calories and given my macros, I've kind of created this, if that makes sense. So yeah, honestly, I don't even know what to call this, but I'm very actually intrigued to try egg noodles before, because I don't think I've ever had them before. So yeah, let's go do a quick little taste test. I mean, They taste like noodles, so that's good. But yeah, we're gonna eat this right now, and then I'll catch you guys for the fourth and final meal of the day. Alrighty guys, it is late. It's 9 o'clock right now. I've eaten 1,600 calories. So usually in an ideal world, I like to have at least 5 meals a day, but today may just only be 4. So it doesn't really matter how many meals you eat per day, as long as you stay within usually 4 to 6 meals is kind of like a good ballpark to sit around. So ideally try to split it up equal amount of calories in every single meal, split up between 2 or 3 hours. I didn't expect to play basketball for 2 hours after my leg workout. That was not part of my plan, but it just happened. And I'm not gonna not play basketball because basketball is pretty fun, right? I had a good time. Anyway, so yeah, we have a lot of calories to kind of make up for right now. All right, so right now we're gonna be adding 60 grams of cream of rice into the bowl, and then we'll add 400 milliliters of some water. Alright, so to top our cream of rice, we'll be adding 1 tablespoon of some almond butter. And this is very important. What you're going to do is you're going to put the almond butter on top of the scale like so. Then you're going to turn it on. Basically, once it's on, you'll take -15 out, which is 1 tablespoon. 16. Alright, so as you guys can tell, -16 grams we took out onto our cream of rice. Before we add the fruits, we'll be adding 1 scoop of some vegan protein powder as well. Turn in this sludge, of course. Alright, so same thing with fruits, because they don't have any barcodes. All you're gonna do is you're gonna go on Myfitnesspal. You're just gonna search up the fruit scale on 0. Now we'll be adding all of our fruit. So starting with banana. Alright, it's on 0. 114 grams of banana. Alright, back to 0. Now let's add the strawberries. Alright, 96 grams of strawberries. One more time, back to 0. Now we'll be adding our apple. Alright, so 122 grams of apple. So 1 large egg is 70 calories, and we'll do 4 of them, which will total to 280 calories. Alright, so here we have the last and final meal today. This is a pretty hefty one, not gonna lie. 4 large eggs and then a big bowl of whatever you want to call this. Pretty random meal right here, but it'll cap off today's calories and macros. So once everything is logged into Myfitnesspal, as you guys know, we can rotate the screen, and now we can see that this entire meal has 910 calories, 109 grams of carbs, 31 grams of fat, and 53 grams of protein, totaling to 2,575 calories, 165 grams of protein, 345 grams of carbs, and 64 grams of fat. Alrighty guys, so that's pretty much going to wrap up how to track your calories and macros on Myfitnesspal. So hopefully you guys did take something out of this video. Again, like I said in the beginning of today's video, I don't expect any of you guys to track this accurately every single day, because it can become super tedious, it can become a hassle, and if you're not careful, it could take over your life. So definitely, I always encourage you guys to find a healthy balance, because especially when you're going out to dinner or when you're living with your family, with your parents, I'm not expecting you guys to do it all the time for each and every single one of your meals, right? Unless again you're trying to compete in a bodybuilding show or for a photo shoot, then yes, you may have to be a bit more strict and a bit more accurate with your food intake. But honestly, throughout the rest of the year, you can get away with pretty much eyeballing things. One more thing before I let you guys go is that once you master your caloric consumption, once you know, or once you are in control of what you put in your body, and once you know how many calories you're consuming on a daily basis, it is so awesome, because you're literally in control of your own destiny. If for whatever reason you want to lose some body weight, you know exactly how to do it. Just eat less calories. If however you want to gain weight, you know exactly how to do it. Just add more calories to your diet. It is so simple. Once you master the basics of calories and macros and knowing exactly how many your body needs, you are in full control. You know exactly what to do. There's no guesswork. There's no need to go online and search for a magical formula or magical pill to help you shed 20 pounds of fat overnight or gain 20 pounds of muscle overnight. There's no need for that, because now you know exactly what to do with your diet. So with that said, I really do hope you guys took something out of this video. If you did, please be sure to go give this video a thumbs up. I would highly appreciate it. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.